for change. Listen to this. Despite being denounced as a sellout by some in the opposition who say taking part in the legislative election rewarded Maduro for clinging to power. What are they saying? The Juan Guaido Machado extremist faction said the Capriles and their faction of the opposition don't even be a part of the election. But Capriles is part of that opposition that I met with that said, we're going to run. Remember, the U.S. said, don't run. Don't run. If you run in the election, you're just giving validation to the election. Don't run. We need to overthrow the government. And that faction of the opposition said, no, we believe that we could.
Welcome, Sarah. I'm not Superman. I'm Super Newsman. Dun dun dun. Oh my God, where's my sound effects? Radisson, I told you before. We need to get the sound effects set up. I want to make this. I want to inform you guys, and I want to deliver news with a humorous tone. Like I don't want to be in here depressed and sad and crying every freaking day on the lives. I want to try to do like Jimmy Dore and deliver news in an accurate and funny tone. So let's try to be upbeat today. You know, things are looking bad, but let's look to the future. Okay? And I'll get into the whole Trinidad and Tobago discussion with Penny and Venezuela and all of that stuff later on. But first, let's get through all of this here. I had a hope. My main idea of the show today was propagandist. Right now, we look like clowns on the global stage. Like literally, like the people that actually support everything that the government is doing and refuse to criticize the actions of their leaders, we look like literal clowns. So my message to the UNC supporters is great. Your government, you guys are in power. You have achieved what you sought. Right? Your party is now in power. Now it is you as a citizen, as a responsible citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, to make sure that the people you put in charge do the job that you put them there for. Kamala going and being, what's a good word to use, undiplomatic in her words, makes us, it damages us on the world stage. So now she's in some hot water because of her words. And now we see members in her government trying to backpedal and recover. This whole back and all that happened to you guys with this where everybody was scrambling to the stores and taking their children out of schools, and when a camera is put in front of your leader's face, she said, "Oh, I didn't know nothing about that. It's all about the social media activists. They're scaring the population. But is that what I'm really doing? Wasn't it?" Oh, and then they said something about the PNM did this. How could the PNM send out a national alert to the police and to the army, and they're not in charge? That is strange to me. Whenever your leader gets in front of a camera, her replies are very embarrassing. But anyway, let's not focus on Trinidad politics just yet. Let's just focus on Venezuela and the assessments that Garland and myself gave in relations to this situation that's happening in Venezuela. I think it was all a fucking game by Trump. Like he's trying to get like a card in the negotiation. But let's talk about the after effects. Like after all of this has happened, after Kamala opened up the legs of Trinidad and Tobago, and the USS Gravely came and deposited something, I have to ask you guys, are we pregnant?
Convince the people of Venezuela to vote for us, and we're going to take part of the democratic process, right? So the Capriles faction,
are we pregnant?
with her, like, look, we just want to try to.
What did that warship leave in Trinidad?
Logically, but that's reasonable, right? So we're seeing now they're saying that fight out. Remember, they said he was denounced as a sellout by some in the opposition who said, why? Why was it? Who said taking part in the legislative election rewarded Maduro. Why? Because the United States said to the opposition, don't run anybody, don't take part in the election. And the Capriles people said, no. We're going to run. Don't tell us not to run. We're going to run. We think we can win this thing. Well, they can't. But you got to respect them for saying, we'll run and see if we win. And if we lose, we lose. That's okay. That's democracy, right? So what do we have now? So what are we?
Mina, why am I a fool? Please tell me, why am I foolish? Slimy Hall, you stink mother cunt, you big fool. Why am I a stink mother cunt? No, please, because my job to you is to now teach you. So why am I stink? Is this man that I'm presenting to you stink, Mina?
Left with.
Or is it because you think I'm a stink person because you heard from talk shows that I'm a bad guy? Is that it? Well, Mina, my goal to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and South America, is to be a real independent journalist. I wanna start, like me, Renison, the Workers' Right Platform. We wanna start like a media, a powerhouse media agency that actually delivers truth to the people, not based on PNM UNC, but based on actual news and actual truth. Maybe I might give a little tinge or opinions once in a while, but if I do, I will let you guys know this. I am not for any party. I am not PNM. I am not UNC. I am Trini. I am a patriot. I would consider myself a true patriot. And unpatriotic people upset me. When I see people being unpatriotic and when they have a platform and they're spreading lies to the people, they're spreading US propaganda. I explained to you guys what propaganda was in my last video. If you don't know what propaganda means, go look it up. The United States is not conducting drug operations outside of our waters. That is not the goal. And when you see, you as a Trinidadian, you're supposed to know this by now. It's not, the U.S. is not sending freaking battleships, aircraft carriers, jamming devices. And I know you guys have actually experienced this in Trinidad. Your cell phones don't work. Why does the United States need jamming devices to interdict drug dealers? All of this weaponry that you see floating around in your waters, that you hear that's floating around in your waters, it's not for drug dealers. It's not to stop the flow of drugs. Okay? Understand this. You as a Trini, you as a right-thinking Trini should understand in your head, it's not about drugs. So when your news agency comes to you and say this is the United States drug war, you should question that. You should have something like going in your head. What is this news agency trying to portray to me? Because I know Venezuela, because I've done my research and I know that Venezuela is not a major trafficking route for drugs in the Caribbean. So why would the United States have an aircraft carrier with F-350, like the one of the most modern jet fighters that the United States possesses. Why would they be blowing up boats, artificial intelligence or not? And that's another thing. Put a pin on that. I think some of these boats that the United States blew up were artificial intelligence. At least 5 of them. Or like there were actual explosives planted inside the boats. Because when I don't know if I'm the one that's doing this, but I made a live what was it, a couple of days ago, and I said that these boat strikes, they don't look real, because I've seen war strikes in the past. I've seen boats get hit, and usually you will see like a missile coming in, like a missile strike. If like the United States launches a drone strike against a vessel, whether it be a tank or a human or whatever, you actually see the device coming in and then it blowing up. But for the first like 10 sets of videos that the United States were presenting to the people, it was just like boats spontaneously combusting. There were no like inside strikes coming in. But now, the last two strikes, you actually see missiles coming in. But another question that I have is, when you look at these videos, you look at the integrity of the boat, because a missile is very powerful. And I don't think the United States possesses like mini missiles that when they hit a boat, that the boat actually still stays in the water and doesn't like disintegrate into pieces. What we've seen, I think, my opinion, is artificial intelligence. And now and each time they put out a video, the video gets a little better in quality. Like when you analyze the video, you look at is there incoming, or did the boat just spontaneously combust? You look at the structure of the boat. You look at the splashes around the water in the boats. And when you look at this, none of it seems real. Look at the previous videos, and I should play this right now because I actually have the slides. When you look at the water splashes, like when something splashes in the water, it like you will see like a splash of the white stuff, and then it will like dissipate. But in the U.S. Drone strikes, it all seems fake and generated. So this is actually good for Kamala. If all of this was all a ruse and no one actually died in all of this whole thing, it'll be beautiful for Kamala, because now she doesn't have to answer to the ICC for those charges. But if I was a country, if I was Venezuela, if I was Colombia or one of these countries, I would maximize on these images that the United States is putting out. I will hire people. I will do whatever I have to do to claim, hey, foul, the United States is killing my people. But anyway, that's a whole rant of mine. But you guys, I encourage you guys to actually start thinking, and if you think I'm stupid, say it. But go back and look at those videos and look at the quality and how they improved over time.